Hello and welcome to all our football extremers. Welcome to another jam-packed episode of Football Extreme. We're glad to have you with us and stay tuned for another comprehensive coverage of the Premier League and what's going to be happening this weekend with all the upcoming games. Nene and Bonga, just say hi to our fans out there.
Hi, football extremers. Welcome to another installment of Football Extreme.
Hi, football extremers. Welcome to another exciting show.
Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoy it.
Yes. So the Extreme team has for you coverage on Chelsea. So now Chelsea looks like they're in a revival, guys. They have risen from the ashes, it seems. New coach bounce, 4 points out of a possible 6 in the last two games. DJ, what can we say about this revival of Chelsea in the last 2 games since Tuchel has arrived?
I'd say it's a new coach bounce, really. As you know, when a new coach comes in, the players who are not playing in the previous coach, they are now starting to perform. I mean, Marcus Alonso, when was the last time we heard of him?
Yeah.
He shows back in the team, he's scoring goals. Jorginho's back. When was the last time we heard of him? So I'm not convinced. The fixtures have been easy fixtures, really.
Yeah.
And the challenges are still going to come. And we'll see when Tuchel loses his first game, how he responds to that. So I'm not convinced it's a revival of some sort.
Wow.
It's new coach bounce, really.
Okay. Nene, how do you think the performance over the last 2 games? Is it a sign of anything or is it just new coach bounce?
Nah, I don't even think it's new coach bounce. I think that Lampard would have probably won against Spurs and probably would have won the game before. So for me, I haven't really seen what this guy has done apart from bring back the players that were frozen out.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll have to see, whether that decision works for him in the long run, or whether it also counts against him at the same time.
Yeah.
So yeah, so as Bonga said, it's only 2 games, not so strong oppositions. He's also going into a situation where I'm sure he's never been into before, where he's playing against a team that's in a relegation zone, a team that has just beaten Man United, which is Sheffield United.
Yeah.
So that game on paper would have been an easy game, but because these guys they have their backs against the wall, it's going to be a very tough game for Chelsea.
Yeah.
So that's the game for me that I'd like to see if this guy has a bounce or not.
Yeah, Nene has touched on it, DJ, the fact that Sheffield are not your ordinary bottom of the table team, actually. They're bottom of the table, but they actually probably shouldn't be there. And now they've been winning their last couple of games. What do you think in the next game? Can Chelsea probably get some points against Sheffield, or is this going to be the test to see what Tuchel can deliver for Chelsea?
It's going to be a test. I mean, Sheffield have won 3 of the last 5 games, and they are starting to get those wins. And you saw how they played last season. They were not in the relegation fight. They actually performed really well, considering they were a team that just got promoted to the Premier League. And the manager is still there, so I'm hoping that they will be playing to their best as it is and give Chelsea a run for their money. And let's see how Tuchel responds to a fresh challenge, because as Nene said, it's not something he's used to, facing a team that's down there and fighting for their lives. I mean, this is the Premier League after all. No fixtures are easy here.
Yeah.
And you're fortunate enough if you can do a double over a team in this league. Nothing's easy.
Yeah.
So let's see what Tuchel has up his sleeve against Sheffield.
And to wrap it up in the bowl, Chelsea are in 6th sixth spot at the moment, 4 points off the top four, 4 points away from Liverpool. Can Chelsea make a run for the top four, Nene?
Yeah, I think that was the mandate for this guy that he was given when he took over the job, that he has to try and get top four or try and get into the top two spots. So the position that they're sitting in at the moment, it's in their hands. As Bonga said, it's easy oppositions at the moment, so they probably need to capitalize on these opportunities, so that when they do start playing the bigger teams, they've really got points under their belts.
Yeah.
So I say if they can win against Sheffield, I think they do, because if you look at the games between Liverpool and Man City, whatever results happens there will probably be in Chelsea's favor.
Yeah.
So Chelsea has to win the game, reduce the gaps between them and those teams. So yeah, they've got it all to play for. If they do win, then I think they do have a chance at securing top four.
Okay. Now moving on from Chelsea onto the team that they beat last week, Tottenham Hotspur. And I'll hand it over to you, Mr. Coach Whisperer. DJ, seems like you know when coaches are going to get fired. Is Jose Mourinho's job at risk at Spurs now? 2 home defeats in a row. And now they're sliding down the table.
It is to say that Jose Mourinho is on. Yeah, they suffered defeats at home, as you said recently. But Daniel Levy is not your Roman Abramovich. He does not make his decisions. I think the Tottenham squad in its own is stretched as it is. And with no Harry Kane, I mean, that guy alone, he was not available for Tottenham against Chelsea. And it's a problem that's been there before Mourinho, that they do not have a reliable backup striker. So when Harry Kane is not there, there's no one who's really there to take the team forward and do the business for them. And maybe Mourinho needs to swallow his pride and bring Dele Alli back into the team, because yeah, they're out of options at this moment in time. And defeats are hitting them hard. They need to just get back into the basics and get the win under their belts and regain that confidence that they need to push on.
Yeah. Well said, the DJ. Once Harry Kane is out, it's always been Spurs' problem that they start misfiring. And in the past, probably 2 seasons, whenever that has happened, Son seemed to have stepped up and delivered the goods. But now, as we can see, the past few games, that Son also hasn't been delivering the goods. The supply hasn't been there. So the midfield that used to deliver for Son a few years ago is no longer there. So I'm not exactly sure whether Son is gelling with the guys that are there. I mean, there was Lucas Moura there before. We used to have Dele Alli as well when he was playing, and there was quite a few players in the team. Your Christian Eriksen, and we can go on and on, that used to assist Son to close the gap if Harry Kane is not there. Now that Harry Kane is out, basically Son is on his own. So yeah, it's going to be a tough period for Jose. He has to find someone that can step up and sort of build a partnership with Son, so that they can salvage the season. Otherwise, it's going to be difficult to see where the victories are going to come from.
Yeah. So with the next game coming up, it's going to be West Brom.
Yeah.
And it's another struggling team, West Bromwich Albion, in the relegation zone. So 2 teams that desperately need the 3 points. Where do you see this game going, Nene?
Look, this game is going to be a crazy one. I mean, it's Sam Allardyce, bro. He's
Yeah.
fighting for relegation. He's going to throw everything at these guys. And Spurs is not gonna have it easy in this one. They are playing at home because the game is at the White Hart Lane Stadium.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Tottenham
it's
Hotspur
gonna be very tough for it's gonna be tough. Yeah, it's now called the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be a home game for Spurs. But look, Sam Allardyce, their backs against the wall, trying to survive relegation. He's very experienced in doing this, so he's definitely gonna cause an upset for Spurs. And if they score first, that's gonna make it even more difficult for Spurs to come back. I'm not exactly sure how they perform when they go down in a game, whether they still got the legs to come back and win the game. So
Yeah.
I think the game plan for West Brom, for West Brom, would be to score first.
Yeah. Thanks
Sit
for
back.
thanks for watching our coverage of the next couple games in the Premier League, Football Extremists, and stay tuned for our reaction videos coming up next. So like our videos, subscribe to our channel, and stay tuned for more Football Extreme content. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, everyone.